Take you out to some breaking news that we are following right now out of New York. Take a look right here as we have this live image that is right over New York City at this hour. Police in the city searching for a suspect they say set a man on fire in Times Square shortly before 4 o'clock this morning near West 41st Street and 7th Avenue. Officers say they spotted the 45-year-old.
Wait a minute. Wait. I want y'all to listen to these times again, okay? Because I know he said 41st and 7th, and then he said 45. And y'all want me to stop talking about Trump. Come on, man. What am I supposed to do? Let's do it again.
To some breaking news that we are following right now out of New York. Take a look right here as we have this live image that is right over New York City at this hour. Police in the city searching for a suspect they say set a man on fire in Times Square shortly before 4 o'clock this morning near West 41st Street and 7th Avenue. Officers say they spotted the 45-year-old victim and extinguished the flames. Now, he was taken to a nearby hospital and was listed as quote-unquote stable, but no other information has been released about his current condition. Law enforcement declined to comment any further, saying the case does remain under investigation. Video and images from the scene show the victim walking along the sidewalk wearing no shirt and accompanied by firefighters after the flames were put out. Footage of the man being treated in an ambulance showed burns to his face, neck, chest, and arms, and we are working to get some of those photos of the scene right here on Live Now.
People. Hello, people. It's Sunday. Welcome to Friendship Blue. I really appreciate you guys being here. I'm doing my best to try to cover this news as it happens. It's Sunday, 5:37 p.m., and it's March 16th. Noted, duly noted, as my sophisticated female friend talks. She says, duly noted. Oh boy, she gonna smack me when she see me. But anyway, it's 3:16, right? And people, it's the 75th day of the year. I want you to wrap your mind around that. Let's look at this, see if we got a calendar here. Can I pull a calendar? Calendar. Today is, what's today? Can I put it up on here? No, I can't put it up on here. Why don't we just do this here? March 16th is the 75th day of the year.
According to Wikipedia, March 16th is the 75th.
All right, Pearson, you proved your point. I just want some folks who've been talking smack to see it, okay? March 16th is the 75th day of the year. So not only is it March 16th, that is right here, duly noted, but it's the 75th day of the year. What am I talking about? People, it's John 3:16, and that's sacrifice. And a man just got burnt up. Put it together. Now, why always New York? You ever wondered about that? Because I'm going to show you two other victims in the past. A lady you might remember, and I did a video on her. She got burnt alive on the L at the train station. And the same day, if I'm not mistaken, the governor, Herschel, said everything was fine in terms of crime in New York. And then remember when Trump was on trial back in the day in New York? I did a video on that. I can hear the siren right about now, right? And there was a guy set himself on fire in front of that building where Trump was being at a court proceeding. Okay, so let's go to this next one because I've got something to show you, okay? Breaking news.
Now in Times Square this morning after cops say a man was set on fire.
Eyewitness News reporter Shantae Lance has the latest for us this morning. Shantae, this happening just a block away from that course route.
Pedro and Tony, good morning. Yes, it's that close. You can hear cheers from the other side. You can actually see the runners if you look beyond the police tape, beyond the detectives there. There's one taking a picture. The runners are running now for the half marathon, but hours earlier, around 4 a.m., a man was lit on fire. The police now still combing the scene. He told them that he was approached by a man who threw a liquid on him, then proceeded to ignite him on fire. This happened at 41st Street and 7th Avenue. That call again came in around 4 a.m. He suffered burns to his face and arms. He was removed and rushed to Cornell Hospital. The good news is that he's expected to be okay. The bad is that man is still on the loose. But back out here, we also spoke to people who were in the area walking by, a woman who works in this area.
Now, I want to show you guys something because the 5 C's, they speak. Thank God for the 5 C's. I tell you, clarity is a beautiful thing, right? Welcome, new subscribers. Clues, codes, colors, the confirmation of time, which includes the date and the conclusion. It leads you there. But look as the reporter starts out what's next to her, okay? I want to show you, because see, as you guys know, my background is in media. I said my background is in media. There isn't too much I didn't do in media, okay? Director, presenter, camera, holding the mic. I did all that. So I'm pretty good, keenly aware as to what's going on. But when you see this, it's at a whole nother level. Watch this here.
Pedro and Tony, good morning. Yeah.
Now we're looking at her. But what's this? I said we're looking at her, but what's this? And what is that? That looked like Tiffany blue to me, like Phoenician. I will put it in the description what that means, new subscribers. You need to watch that video about Phoenician. See that color? See, because colors speak. But getting back to this, don't that look like the sun god Ra? Doesn't it? And it says working man. And it's burning up. And what's the date? March 28th. What are the odds she's standing right there? How come she couldn't be in the street? Or next to the signs where everything was? She just had to be right there, right? Okay. Working man, March 28th. Let's roll with it. Why does working man come out to 55 and Julius Caesar died at 55 years old and today is 3/16 when Christ died? Are you putting it together? See, I don't make it up. I just interpret what I see. The man got burnt up. Working man looked like a blaze. Hello? Today is 3/16, which is like John 3:16 sacrifice. And working man, when you break it down, comes out to 55, and Julius Caesar died at 55 years old. And he died at 55, he died on 3/15. But not only that, look at this here. It's said in theaters, March 28th, right? March 28th, okay? Okay, let's do that. Take 3/28 of 2025, subtract it from Trump's birthday this year. How come that come out to 78 days? And how old is Trump? 78. People, I gotta do the Lord's will. I don't want to fight you. When you're telling me I do too much Trump, you know what you're telling me? You know how I look at it? You telling me that you're tired of stories about Trump, but you're looking through the wrong lens. We talking about the last days before Jesus come. We talking about folks potentially setting up the Antichrist, and you're looking through the wrong lens. You should be happy that I'm pointing out what the devil is doing. Explain these numbers. 328 minus Trump's birthday gives you Trump's age. Explain why she had any place in New York to stand from, and she's standing right next to here, and I got sense enough to do what? Interpret it. Don't that look like red and orange, the sun god Ra? And knowing the history of the Roman Empire, they served who? Sol Invictus. Ain't no difference, it's still the sun. And then, come on, man. And then you got who? The Phoenicians. The most notorious historical group before they got slaughtered by the Romans back in the day. I'm here to educate. I don't want to fight. You're not going to go to too many other channels that break this thing down. If they don't do it, I won't report it. But when they do it, I report it. I got to account to God. There's some people who don't get the videos every day because they don't get notification. There's some people who come here for the first time. Appreciate the work and pass it on. You can't tell me you're not learning something every time. Because what I just pointed out to you, the average person didn't see it. They just saw a news story. They're not going to look at this. They're not going to look at the date. They're not going to be able to put it together. They won't. This comes with years, decades of study. That's what I've been doing. Now look at this here. I did a story on this guy. Woman killed when set on fire, New York subway train, police say. This dude. I did this story back in the day. New York, police arrest a man, they said, set a woman on fire while she appeared to be asleep on a New York subway train on Sunday morning, killing her. The woman, who has not been identified, sat motionlessly aboard a stationary F train at the Coney Island Stillwell Avenue subway station in Brooklyn at around 7:30 a.m. Yeah. Then let's go back to this here. They showed the ambulance, okay? The ambulance number is 1756. No, 1758. And look at it. It's like red, white, and blue for America, right? Then you got these. Don't those look like pyramids? Don't they? Of course they do. All right? All right. That would be like, even though it's an insignia of a company, it still got pyramids on it, right? Sun god Ra, hello, and Egypt. Now getting back to this number, 1758. Well, I took 1758 divided by how many days in the year since the ambulance looked like red, white, and blue. The whole year. 1758 divided by 365 gives you 4.8. What happened on 4/8 last year? An eclipse came over. Remember that? X. X like I'm Xing you out. Then I looked at it another way. 1758 divided by 74 because America began July 4th, 1776. I took 1758 divided by 74. They gave me 24. 24 letter of the alphabet is X. Not bad. Not bad. And they said the man was 45 years old. Well, Trump was the 45th president. And he said it happened on 41st and 7th Avenue. We still got 47. Trump's the 47th president. Look, they put it out there. I'm going to ask the question. Let me hasten on. Now, the date that this guy here set a lady on fire, it was back on 12/22 of 2024. Subtract that from today's incident, 3/16, the difference is 84. Who was born August 4th? Barack Obama. People, I can't help but do my job. I got to do my job. Who's Barack Obama? It's got to be the Antichrist. Part of the triad. Now, let me break this thing down for you. Let's go to this part right here. This is when the guy who was in front of the courthouse set himself on fire back in New York back in the day. I did a video on this. Watch this.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Shepard. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to try and talk loud so you can all hear me. But at 1:30 this afternoon, right here in Collect Pond Park, which is directly opposite of a New York County Criminal Court at 100 Center Street, where the trial of former President Trump is currently taking place, we observe a male walk into the park. He walks into the center of the park. When he's in the park, he starts shuffling around his clothes. He opens up a book bag. From the book bag, he takes numerous pieces of papers, pamphlets out. He throws the pamphlets throughout the park, and then he pulls out a canister and pours some kind of liquid on himself, a liquid we believe is an accelerant, and he lights himself on fire. The male, he takes a couple of steps while he's on fire, then eventually falls onto a police barrier and falls down to the ground. He's on fire. Another area in the park where some of the accelerant spilt is also on fire. Civilians, court officers, members of the police.
So that's the history right there. That's the history of this guy. Now let's look at him. Let's look at this situation. Go to the 1430 mark. This gets interesting. I'm gonna point out some things that went down symbolic during that period. Watch this here.
She's on the phone, right? The points in her hair. Keep going. See, she's all distraught. She bends down. She's all upset. She got horns on her head, though. Her hair look like horns. And look at her. Look at her.
But look at her pants. You see the leopard print? You all who've been with me a long time, you know leopard print is what? Egyptian. Okay? Pharaoh. Come on, man. That's who's back, the sun god. So right after this guy set himself on fire, this is one of the spectators out there crying. She got horns on her head. Now it's October. It's like early October, if I'm not mistaken. Who knows? I don't know. But anyway, only thing I can think of is that she was doing a Halloween thing coming up. But look at the leopard print.
Was this an acting job? Look at that. And FedEx was behind this thing, that is in the background. And there she is. Was all this for the camera? I caught it. I couldn't wait to bring it to you. Why the cameras all just on her solo? All this going on, and they're running the camera on her. Why? Why? All this going on.
Now check this out.
Now I had made reference. We reference in one of the videos to the leopard. See the leopard? The leopard, like Egyptian, okay? Sun god Ra. But also I made a reference to this backpack, but I didn't get that right till the second video. See the backpack? I thought it was champs, but it's champion. And I said, these look like eyes. Look, there. And this looks like a mouth slit.
Like a snake.
People.
It's a snake, people.
This is all at the place where the guy set himself on fire.
Look at that.
I'm looking at images.
Snake looking at you.
That looks like an eye. That looks like an eye. And then a zip. I know they zipped it on purpose, but who poked that like that so it looked like a snake face? And then you got this here. Champion. Let's look at champion logo. Champion logo. See that? Champion logo.
And then flip it.
Now, if you take,
If you flip it, what it looks like? It look like the devil horns on her head, don't it? Come on, people. Y'all got to be patient with me when I do these videos, man. I'm trying to convince people of the evilness that's out here so they can turn to Christ Jesus. Forget about Trump. Look at this thing through the lens, understanding what God is trying to do. It's bigger than Trump. It's the Antichrist at work. Who does this kind of crap allegedly? Horns on their head and carrying on. Poking the face allegedly in a backpack. So they have two eyes. Look like a snake. Who does that? at a guy's place where he's setting himself on fire. Come on, man. And God only knows what that is. That looks like a snake there too. Look at that, eyes in the mouth. Come on, man. But that ain't all. Look at this here. Go to the 147 mark here. This is when the lady start talking about the lady who was set on fire at the train station. Listen to this here.
Purple. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you guys might remember there was an incident with someone else on fire earlier this year. Is there a connection? Listen.
And New Yorkers came through again. It was just before 7:30 this morning when our person of interest and the victim were both riding an F train to the end of the line at Stillwell Avenue in Brooklyn. As the train pulled into the station, the suspect calmly walked up to the victim, who was in a seated position at the end of a subway car. The suspect used what we believe to be a lighter to ignite the victim's clothing, which became fully engulfed in a matter of seconds. On the platform,
Seated on a bench on a platform. He watched the whole thing, people. And I have some footage in relation to that. Can you believe that? Let me show you this here. Here's the train car, 9502. There's the flame. Literally flame. Now watch this here. That's him right there. You can barely see the flame, but he was sitting there, but he rose up. I couldn't make out what this had on this shirt. I don't know if it was flowers or what, but it looked like the eyes of a snake. I just can't tell. And then went and sat down. Who does that?
And the police walked right past him, didn't realize who he was because he was sitting down as the lady was on fire. He lit her on fire, went and sat down. Police walked right past him. There's the police right there. Didn't know who he was. All this is going on. He watching the fire. Ain't that crazy? People, if you don't believe that they got people that they picking up off the street and possibly programming them, I want you to think about it. Because this is crazy. This is beyond lunatic. And you know it. Sound like a programmed person to me. You watch the movies.
There's the police officer. There he is. Okay.
The police commissioner called this crime heinous and said she was glad that they do have a person of interest that is in custody at this hour. Take a look at the person. This is a picture of the man police had been searching for since just after 7:30 this morning. And this, police confirmed for us, is the man that they now have in custody. He is accused of using a lighter to set interaction, was captured on surveillance video in the victim.
He watched the victim burn. Can you be that cold? It's kind of sick, isn't it, when you think about it? X6, is that coincidence? And above that, F.
F is the sixth letter of the alphabet. That's where he was sitting, right here. And there it is, track 6. When you die, you go 6 feet under. And it was under F. F is the sixth letter of the alphabet, 666, like two legs is 666. Is that coincidence? I got more to show you. Watch this.
Design this is. If someone can, put in the comment section. I cannot make that out. Other than that, now it looks like, here's a better one. See, 9502, where my finger's at, 9502. And there's the fire, right there. So he's sitting there. He's sitting there as the fire is raging. But I had to look at that 9502. 9502. Now watch this here. 95 are one of those.
9502 divided by 44. Watch this.
When you take 9502 divided by 44, Barack Obama just happened to be the 44th president. Look at what you get. 215, carry the 9, you get 216.
And Barack Obama was born on the 216th day of the year, which is August 4th. This is why I decode, people. This is why I decode. August 4th. They put the message right in front of your face, allegedly. They put it right in front of your face. Everything they do, they put right in front of your face. There is a need for decoders. There's a need for people like me to do what we got to do. We work for God in these last days. God never said how he was going to inform us or keep us smart and sane. Here's the guy who burnt up. One eye closed and a tongue out. Remind you of the guy who was caught in the bushes with that weapon a few months ago when Trump was golfing. Remember that? He had his tongue out and eye was closed. Remember that? Starting to see a pattern. Eyes closed, tongue wasn't out. The tongue wasn't out, but eyes was closed. Starting to see a pattern here. Something going on, people. Something going on. Like I said, we got leopard pants, like Egyptian. And then we got a backpack, look like a snake print. Come on, man. Come on. Tell me that zipper and two eyes going across. Two eyes and a zipper. Flip this up, it matches the horns on that lady's head. Come on, man. You think they're not using props, allegedly? Did I show you this? This was on 4/19 when this happened. 4/19/2024 in New York. Versus today's date, when this incident happens, the guy got set on fire. The difference is 47 weeks. Who's the 47th president?